Hey, how you doing, guys? And if you guys haven't already heard, there's a really big security exploit right now, which is malware. Well, this is actually called ransomware, where pretty much it takes over your computer, uh, encrypts it and locks it, and says unless you give them 300 bitcoins, then they will release your computer to you. I've seen ransomware before. Um, a few times, and this one seems particularly nasty. And it uses a Microsoft exploit called Eternal Blue. Um, Now, it's potentially even more dangerous for Windows systems. I'm not saying, any malware or virus or worm for even Linux or Mac. But since there's just so many Windows computers out there, it's particularly dangerous for businesses and organizations such as hospitals, federal and local governments, because they tend not to update willy nilly. They do it on a much longer update cycle because that could affect their systems, anything new with software bugs. But then again, that's why it makes it so dangerous because Microsoft actually already knew about this exploit and already submitted a fix. But some of these older systems, obviously they don't update on a regular cycle or system because they are those types of businesses. And I don't know if I mentioned this before. This ransomware is called Wannacry, which I'm going to talk a little bit more into. So that's why I think it's particularly more dangerous for those type of systems. Now, supposedly this exploit was part of the hacking tools that was stolen from the NSA, supposedly by a group called Shadow Brokers, and even potentially, I think Snowden might have mentioned this somewhere. Eric Snowden. Um, and I find it actually rather ironic considering uh, way back when, not too long ago, the FBI was really trying to get Apple to release their special operating system that would allow them to easily break into, criminals' phones. And they even used like, oh, it could hurt the children, kidnap children, and things like that. And Apple deemed it much too dangerous, and for this very reason, because supposedly these hacking tools were stolen by the NSA, and which part of one of the tools was part of used the Microsoft exploit Eternal Blue. So I think that's great on Apple not letting the FBI pressure them into submitting a backdoor into iPhones just for potentially being stolen, which it has through the NSA. It was stolen. Now I'm getting some more information. Possibly, they're saying that it could potentially been leaked from an insider, possibly a contractor. Who knows? It could have been a hacker from even outside the system hacking the NSA, getting a bunch of these tools, then releasing them online. That's what makes it potentially so dangerous. Um, Now, if you haven't already, if you run a Windows computer, you need to do a security update as soon as possible. Now, if you're already infected, this is not going to work. Yeah, and now I think supposedly it started when somebody clicked on a email and it kind of got it thing started. Now they're saying that supposedly you don't even supposedly need to click on a malicious email to get this Wannacry ransomware. It potentially seeks out through the internet Microsoft computers that have this exploit still in them that haven't updated. So, wow, this is potentially the most widespread, potentially up to 150 countries could have been affected because obviously Windows is so prevalent everywhere, from home users to businesses, state, local, federal governments around the world. So keep very vigilant. Even in email, you just want to make sure you don't click on any email you don't recognize. Make sure you update regularly. I know a lot of people don't like to update their computers. Security software. So give me your thoughts on this ransomware. Wow, that's all I can say. This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, that I've seen so far. So yeah, give me your thoughts on this Wannacry malware.